I saw that as well.
No, 3, 2, 1, just go. Okay. So I am Melikia
Wee.
K. I am Melikia K. Courtney. How are you, peoples? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what happened was I just finished the last SXP Metamorphosis 365 for the year of 2025. Episode 88 is warmly in the water. Pass me the remote control, sweetheart. And I look up and what do I see? The mystical magical freeze on their happiness box. One moment, please. Sit down, please. There we go. Okay. Gotta make sure they straight. You know the drill. So the last episode of Metamorphosis 365. Hey, what's going on with that? Is in the water warmly. I'm looking forward to 2026. This the conversation we get to have after. Work, a lot of tools and rich keys to help folks. She froze on us. Me?
You did
Am I
for a
is
minute, but I
frozen
think you.
still?
No, you're back. You're back. At least on my end, you're back.
Can you hear me
I
though?
can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Now what did let's see, what did you hear last? Because let's see how far I
You
gotta go back and
heard
forth.
everything. It was just the visuals were breaking up a little
Oh,
bit.
okay, I'm okay with that. That's fine. I'm not so vain that you need to see. We could be a karate movie real quick because for me, you're a karate movie. I can hear everything you're saying, but you're moving in stop motion. So, either way, I shared a few things there. Like I normally do, I will share 1 to 2 thoughts here that are also in the episode tonight. But I encourage you to go press play. So, first of all, I got to push a button and go live with someone. I ain't did that before, so this is called the learning curve. So, hey Scott,
How are you, pardon?
all is well with me. Who are you? For the people who get to watch.
I am Scott Harrell, aka Father Time, co-founder of Partners in Rhyme with, you. And in the day-to-day jobby, owner and founder of Harrell Consulting Group, business consulting firm specializing in business funding for startups, um, businesses that are bringing product to market, business expansion, or asset acquisition.
Fair enough. What's funny is I get to see you move like a stop motion. It's pretty dope. And I'm
Hmm.
glad to have you here. And also, it's just fun to play on YouTube. No, all right. Before we get into our conversation, the short version is hi, hey everybody, welcome, welcome. So one thing that I shared out the gate for SXP Metamorphosis 365, the episode 88 of the podcast tonight was a touchback to my people pleasers. I would not like you to take that burden with you into 2026. So I encourage you to go and binge the earlier episodes of the podcast and get free. The conversation that I encourage them with over there is how much is it costing you? What is the burden that you carry when you are constantly saying yes to everybody and no to yourself? What are you missing out on? Your time, your energy, your desires, your goals, and the things that matter to you. Are you sacrificing yourself, martyr archetype, to please someone else, night archetype? Like I look at you for a bit. The introspection is another thing that I touched on. It is important that we sit and we do some introspection. Who are you? What is happening in the house of you? If you were a Netflix drama series and it's going to be laid out in 12 episodes when they were writing the Bible of you, who are you? Okay. If you've not taken time to, I just saw something weird pop up. Okay. If you're not taking time to introspect yourself and understand who you are and how you move, you might want to today and tomorrow before 2026 pops in. Okay, this is something you can do. Being a people pleaser. Some of the folks that I've met and worked with, I am a coach, y'all, who are people pleasers are some of the nicest people on the planet. So kind, so generous, and so freaking tired. All right. I encourage you to protect your energy a little bit better. I encourage you to practice this word. You ready with me? It's very easy. No. And you can say it with some strength. Nah. You can say it very kindly. No, thank you. Would you like to? Won't you? Please do. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's so simple. I know it's not easy, but it is very simple. Get in the mirror, practice it, build it into a habit. And this is not for those people who are accustomed to saying no. I am not encouraging you to say no to everything. I am not encouraging you in possibly your extreme of avoidance, of not participating in particular things or avoiding folks. Nah, this ain't that. This is a direct conversation with folks who are clear enough that they identify as a people pleaser. So get free, get liberated, lose some weight on that before 2026. Don't carry that back over. I'm gonna pause for a second and say, hey Scott, do you have anything to say about that?
You know, aside from the high praise you continue to give to the Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, I must say every time you reflect on what happened in the House of You is
Mhm.
such a deep statement in and of itself, and lends to so many thoughts. There are so many parallels that can be drawn. Do you have any squatters in the House of You? You know? Are you hoarding in the House of You? You know, have you recently cleaned in the House of You? And so on and so on and so on. To your point of the word no, because there are a lot of people that have a problem with that word. They want to use it, but, and I think to myself, in parallel with your statement in the House of You, in the houses we live in, regardless if it's the most ramshackle apartment or it's the most spacious mansion, one thing that is universal is there is a lock on the front door. And why is there a lock on the front door? Because we value everything on the other side. No is that lock. And if you value you, you have to be able to use that lock at your discretion as opposed to letting everybody else. You know, once again, is it your house or is it their house? I love the fact that you pose that question for people to really consider, and take time to really take stock and think about, wow, is it my house, or have I been letting my mental space, emotional space, spiritual space out like an Airbnb for free, you know? And I appreciate what you've been doing this last year and a half plus, 88 episodes in this past year. I've seen, and I know it, especially this, we'll just say this last quarter, but um, this last year for you, I am so impressed and proud in seeing you manifest so many things that you spoke about last year. So, I'm not one to hold my breath. I'm more to put my seatbelt on when you start speaking about things for next year, because I stand in anticipation and expectation, knowing that they're going to happen.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that thoroughly. And you guys just take over. The men took over for Mental Health Month November and shared some just shared themselves and their story and their perspectives. And for those who really don't have that in their life, where they can say, I spoke to some men, and just to understand who they are and how they feel. So I will continue to speak about that. Folks need to go binge that for real. And then as far as what I was able to accomplish this year, like, I'm super excited. Uh, I'm going to sit down and have a freaking party. Like, I'm going to super celebrate this year. When it comes to next year, like the crossing over into 2026. So we have a family call scheduled. Bless you, baby. And we're going to kick off at 11:40. CST. So it's going to be fun and food and snacky and getting together in the way that we can. I'm really looking forward to that. And part of that is going to be celebrating what was accomplished this year. Yeah, this last quarter, I feel like I hopped in a ring with Mike Tyson. I didn't even know I was on that like card. I didn't sign up
Mm.
for that. And I've been getting ba 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 ba. But what I can say is sovereign divine God is still God. I am still present. I'm still impactful and effective regardless. Like that is the discipline portion of life. That is the speaking it, and it's not optional for me. This is what I want. It's not optional for me, and it's a to me, it's not stuck in a want space. This is what I'm creating. This is what we will be doing. This is what I will see. This is what I will create, and I move in that manner to accomplish what I've set out to accomplish. There, I still didn't finish naval. That I had such a desire to have that done by D31, but I won't stress it because I got I think everything else that was on the list except for one other thing done.
You got a
Like
lot of things.
yo,
You got a lot of things done, and you got probably more things than you had initially listed. So, to say as if, oh, I didn't get one or two of these. Yeah, but you got these other eight extra things done on the. So, what are you talking about? I mean,
still I am that person. I think you already
you
know.
very
Yeah,
much are.
it's true.
There are
I did
people
get a
I
lot of other things too. Huh.
there are people I know who take 20 years to write one book. You take a weekend. So I'm just gonna. Okay.
That book was I'm telling poems and stories to heal the lonely mind. I'm sure that's what we talked about. And it came to me over breakfast. Like I don't know about you, think it just came and whispered to me, like, "Huh, okay, hi, how are you?" And the first thought came, like, "Let me sit down and write that down." And when I started to write it down, like just the first thought, everything else was like, "Well, I'm here too." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Well, just let me write the framework for the book. And before my breakfast time was completed, which was probably long because I stopped to write, I had the whole framework for the freaking book. Like it just was, it poured through me,
One of
which was so
one
fun.
one of the things I notice about you, and I think some people should take note and possibly, action, or at least a lesson in action, whether consciously or not. One of the things you do at times when you have an idea, when you have an epiphany, when you have something that strikes you, you tend to move before doubt can even come into play. And what happens with most people is they'll get a brilliant thought, but gives themselves time to think about it. And in the thinking thereof, they can think about all the different ways that it can't work or it can't be done or the problems or the this, that, or the other. You're the individual that you're more busy, like, okay, where do I sign the waivers so I can get in the plane with the parachute and what do I have to pull? As opposed to, tell me again what happens if it doesn't open? And
You're a road. You're a road. DEAT. Grass food. That's what happens. Yeah. No.
but I admire that about you, and I think some people need to take note of that. That if they spend more time moving in the direction they're given, because people say, "Oh, give me a sign, give me a direction, give me this." Can get well. It's not just the fact that you need. It's not just the fact of you asking for it. It's the actual moving when you get
That works well a lot of times.
it.
Sometimes, like, oops. And when you said that part about the signs, so the thought that came to mind, totally giggled in my head, was I ask for signs if I'm going the wrong way. I guess I'm going. Just give me a sign if I'm going the wrong way, so for real, like so I can adjust. Like I hear people praying for, and I have fleeced. I have prayed, listen, so I'm divine God. This is something I want to do with some of the bigger things. Like just let me know, right? But I kid you not, it's like I I am that person that's like, if I'm going the wrong way, could you let me know? Because I'm in motion. I think it's easier to guide and direct something that's already in motion than to have to sit and warm it up to the idea or coo it and caw it along ahead of time. I don't make time for that, I guess. I don't make time for it. And it's not that I was always that way. It was like the growth that was I spoke of on the podcast.
Hmm.
I had my becauses. Like, do you have becauses? I did this because of that.
Yeah, those have existed in my life. And when you say because, I want to make sure I understand, in the sense of excuses or reasons or linkage of this is why I am here because of that, or this is why I went there because of that.
I
I-
was removing something from here from the cat from the chat part. Me, go ahead.
I'm learning that I just need to ignore that. Otherwise,
No, you can ignore it. I got it. I got this on this because I can see it.
okay,
On the other thing, I can't see it, but on here I can see it.
okay.
Go ahead.
But to your question, I want to make sure I'm answering it the way you're asking.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So which one of those would you describe it as? Is it more excuses
More, not excuses to me. I'm trying to
or
think. Like it's more of a okay. Probably better set an example. I experienced panic attacks really, really bad at one point in life,
mm-hmm,
and I knew that that could not be my life. It was nothing that I wanted. I didn't order it on Google, Walmart, or Amazon, or
mm-hmm.
Shine, or Anytime Move. Like I didn't order that. I wasn't keeping it. Okay. Um, Before the internet, you feel. So I definitely didn't order it. I knew that was not for me. So I went about the business of learning how to not live that. So that's what I mean by I have this, and because of that, because of the clarity of knowing what I did want to experience, I had known peace, I had known calm, I had known quiet mind at that point. Like I had the vulture thoughts, 90,000 thoughts that were just clearly in my head, having conversations with me on the regular. But when it built into the point of panic, yeah, I was like, this ain't for me. So in that sense, is the question like, do you have your because?
I do. I do. And excuse me as I move around because I see I'm
No
gonna have to
worries.
grab my charger. Um, I do have my becauses. I have um ways I move because,
Got it.
you know, things that I will and won't do because, or things that I used to not ever consider doing, but now am open to because.
All right.
Um, One of the things about realizing causality for me is knowing that that means I can change. Um, I am not I am not as much. I would say it's better for me now as I am more and more accepting, growing into the fact that I am not as controlled by the circumstances which leads to the outcome. I am the thing that controls the circumstance and the outcome. So
Very good.
just just because that happened does not equate this must occur. That happened. What do I need to do to have the outcome that I want to occur? And the two places that most impacted me in learning that, and I just want to check where my charge is, just in case I need to, you know what, I'm going to do it right now. Let me know if you can hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. The two places where I learned this, one, you, um, kudos, and two, um, in the class of what's um, Lord, it's now escaping me, but I took that. It was a class you introduced me to. Um,
Landmark.
Landmark. Thank you.
Got it. Landmark Farm. It's awesome. I do enjoy that. Definitely.
And that one particular day when they were talking about how nothing has meaning. It was like one of the most controversial lessons that we had. People were flipping over furniture and everything else, this, that, and the other. But when you sat still to listen to the fact that nothing in it of itself has meaning, all meaning is ascribed to it by us.
Ding
And
ding ding. Ah, the ding ding.
when
And I
you
taught you that before Landmark. Before either one of us touched the
no no
Landmark,
no
I taught
that's
y'all that.
that's why I'm okay. That's why I gave you credit first. But when you really seize that, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, the true upheaval is it really is an empowerment. People approach it hearing it first as a stripping away of like, oh my God, what are you saying? But in reality, it's empowering because that means if I ascribe meaning to everything, that also means I can change it.
That part. That part. And I gotta giggle and tell you. So I know you're not watching chat, but there's someone on here who thinks your bald head is very sexy. And I can't make out the name really well, but I think it's Terry. So I'm having fun in the chat. Devlin, hey love, and I appreciate you. Thank you. She wrote. She's such a wonderful teacher. I appreciate you. So, and I really enjoyed your answer. It is that is the case. Like that is the case. The where we kind of split hairs a little bit is on the change. I find that change has become such a punched out word. And if we were among poets, I would say it a different way. However, it's so stretched. It's been so stretched and hammered and nailed and still stretched, right? I find that some things are beyond reshaping. There must be a creation. Something must be created in order to forward, in order to have a path forward, in order to have a place to grow into the being, like becoming of a thing. And it is that often folks really want to bring their change. They want to bring so much of who they are and what they have, including the struggles and the traumas, because that's the conversation in fodder, right?
Mhm.
Over into the new thing. But I think that's like when the word talks about the new wine skins. You know what I mean? Like you can't put the new wine into the old wine skins. That part right there. And I think that and mind you, this is IMOs, truly IMOs and IMEs in my opinion and in my experience. Okay, it's that you one must create what they're about to live into, and it probably sounds way different, but like I can see it.
No,
Is this?
I completely agree and understand what you're saying, and I think
Good.
there's it when you listen to it from that perspective, then there's automatically um, a revelation on the other side of the lens. And think about it this way: for those who have experienced something in the past, right, trauma, otherwise this, that, and the other,
Mhm.
you you spend so much time trying to go back to a place that you physically can't, that you are no longer present in the now to be for what's here. So, like you're saying, there are some things you have to let die and rebuild from where you are now, as opposed to, oh, if I could have been there, if I could have been, you still got parents trying to go back to when they left their kid at 5 and the child's 35. It doesn't work,
No,
you know?
it doesn't. And And for those folks who, this is just a side thought when you brought that up, for those parents who are reestablishing relationships, don't think they owe you anything. They owe you nothing. Nothing. You are not owed. Now, if they choose to give, amen, receive, and be well, but do not make the mistake of demanding a damn thing. So that's just a side note. Because I had a conversation that made my head scratch. I just was like, oh, you thought that's what this? Let me help you, Tink Tink, because this ain't it. You know what I mean? Like for real,
You,
it won't be that way. And there's no hurt intended. It's just a truth intended. Everybody gonna be all right. Keep it moving. And Dev wrote, "You look different without the button down in living room." Is what Dev said, and it gives you the power, gives you the power to assign and select order of importance. Damn right, Devin, it really does. It does. It does. It does. It does. It's like the the empowering piece, the learning piece. If I harass y'all about anything, it is honest to God, the simplest of things, the most primary of things to know yourself. If we could really just, if we could dive into that pot of knowing ourselves, that answers so many other things. Aw, I got smilers and gigglers over here. So
you,
that
you
would be my harassment. Go ahead.
you were very big on that. You know, I mean, from the very first time I met you, you you were very clear on who you weren't, who you were and weren't going to be for people, and you were unashamed about any of those things. And I found that shocking in a good way. Okay, in the sense that, of meeting you, getting to know you, and getting to know the woman that is you. And as I've stated before, once I removed the thought process of the frame
Mm.
and realized that, you're not someone I don't need to operate with a frame, and you're not someone that's ever for anybody in a frame. Um, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But at the exact same time, in knowing you and learning, for some people who are still on that journey, so many external so many people are trying to get defined by the external things as opposed to being able to sit still with themselves, get to
Yeah,
know who they are, and be able to start writing and defining who they are. So,
that's not uncommon though, or at least I don't think that's uncommon. I think that's a comfortable conditioning, pretty much, like especially for the U.S. At least I really do love what that's a conditioning. You know what I mean? And there's so many
mhm.
beautiful distractions. Like life is so full with beautiful distractions, comfortable ones, even those who choose the achy ones. So many distractions.
Well, I would say some of those distractions sometimes, and you've heard me say this before, we get so used to, hey, Devlin, up in the chat. Um,
I get
so
this. I'm rolling. This is where you
some,
just invite people to go away like forever. Just bye bye now. Just bye bye.
sometimes you get used to wearing that cloak of depression or darkness or other things or trauma or other things, um, at the end of the day, whether or not it's something that happened to you or whatever it is, once again, you get to define who you are, not your circumstance. You know what I mean? But we get so used to that around us, and as much as it hurts, as depressing as it is, as much as it smells, as all that kind of stuff, it's it's the thing you're used to, as opposed to the pain of, ooh, I I know you've had injuries and I've had injuries, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And it's that I've been through, medical where the thing they have to do in the long run is going to help you, but the short-term pain in the moment is like, "Oh my god." And I'm used to how this feels, and I had a surgery in my arm once, and the doctor was telling me, you have to move your arm around or you're going to get a contracture, and that's going to be even more painful. But this
Yeah,
is the way I'm used to holding it, so it doesn't hurt any more than it does. So that was my analogy for that. I pass it back to you.
I appreciate it. Like I enjoy the chat, and normally we're here for when I go live after the podcast, y'all. I hang out for about 10 minutes, but I figured end of the year, let's have a little fun and be right here for a minute and discuss. So what I would ask is, 2026 is coming up, and I have so much on the calendar already. I thank God for that. And maybe shifting somewhat. We will see. Um, Same time, there's more to add, and I'm kind of
Hmm.
excited. So, do you have things on your calendar that you're excited about for 2026, or what are you looking forward to for 2026?
I'm looking forward to inviting everyone over to a housewarming and a thank you party. Um, Having it catered by some of our chefs that we know.
Let's go.
Um, I'm looking forward to my book tour. Um,
Dope book, by the way. I mean, incredible. Go ahead.
there's this editor I know who's amazing. I'm looking forward to um, peace, and peace from a place, being breathe and exhale, and not feel precipice. I'm looking forward to love. I'm looking forward to joy. Um, I took a beat from you this year and said, you know what? I'd like to perform some more too.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Um,
ooh.
you and I both know I haven't, you know, I haven't found myself featured as in nearly as many places as you have. I haven't asked. I haven't promoted myself.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's something I need to start start considering. And not just considering, but do for this upcoming year.
Hold on
And
one second. I'm so sorry. Ambassador Six, thank you. I appreciate you being respectful, and you have a great night too. Go ahead, Scott.
and most of all, I am focused on the good that next year will be. Uh, you know, I all the opportunities, all the opportunities that are to come from next year.
You're doing here. Like I was sharing on the podcast, I can feel it. I can feel that it's gonna. There's magnificence in the year, and we're only at the tip. There's magnificence, and all you poets, leave it alone. It's just we are at the tip of the iceberg. I feel like it's poked through. You've seen some amazing things this year. You've had a lot of transition and progress, and sometimes the transitions don't feel like progress. Sometimes they feel annoying, but they're progress. There's forward. So I bless God for all the forwards that you've experienced. It's been a blast goofing off and getting into dirt with you with poetry, partners in rhyme. Like for real, for real. You mentioned the speaking more on stages. I look forward to you doing that and being outside and acting out and experiencing what your area has to offer poetry wise and seeing what you want to do with that. Like I think it's all there. I think it's all there. Yeah. You do.
I'm looking forward to even more fun with you this year than we've had, and more things we can build together. and I'm stepping into this year excited and looking to leave trepidation.
Build like what?
You know, we've Partners in Rhyme has been incredible, but it's definitely it needs more space than it has and can do much more with much more space. So I think there is something for us to do with that this year. We've talked about finding a new spot, but we've also talked about some in person things, and I can see that. Um, but there are some other things. I mean, I've we've gotten into mischief. Whether or not you've surprised me with the cry out cave on my last birthday, or
That was mad fun.
uh,
Okay, was right. Night night, Bronya. Sleep well. And whoever Ross Murphy Bennett is, bye. Go ahead, Scott. You can be
and
on mute.
or karaoke, which still to this day is amazing, you know. But there's just a lot of things on us to do, and or at least discover to do, and I
Yeah.
think we do well. And I look forward to room to discover and build that. Love your art, and I love watching you do your art and get lost in it. And
You mean like painting or just all of it?
I could sit there and watch you paint. I could sit there and watch you color. I could sit there and listen to you. I could sit there and like, oh, you came up with another poem? Hit me
Oh
with
wow.
it. You know,
Got it. Okay.
you are a very creative soul, and uniquely in the sense where many of the poets that come through, or many of the artists that come through, there's a particular vibe that I get from them.
Hmm.
But with you, you in the competition and years ago, if there was one person that I would not want to have to try and emulate and do what they do, it's you, because to me, you just you are amazing. You're broad. You can do so much, and I don't feel I could do you justice. I enjoy watching what you do.
Much appreciated. Run your mouth. I would have had fun if I got you. I ain't gonna hold you. I'd have had a blast, but I
If you got
didn't.
me, what?
If I got you to do that competition, I would have had a freaking blast. But it's I appreciate what you shared. Thank you very much. And it's I think everybody has that box. I'm not sure, but I would, everybody around me. Maybe I'm just blessed in that the people around me, like I attract people who either have it screwed on as far as being tapped in, carefully, carefully done, softly. Okay, who are tapped into their creator, or they have the creator and maybe it just needs to be dusted off or sharpened up. And when we come into community, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm dusting and I'm sharpening or I'm feeding. So it's and I love when people come in and they're dusting off and sharpening my spots and feeding. So it is wonderful to be around creative people who are not afraid of what they can create.
Mm.
Yes, there's some growth points, and there's a few people that just flash to mind. Blah 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 blah. First of all, let's rewind real quick. Definitely had me rolling. She literally wrote in here, "Why does it sound like she got to put some clothes on?" Oh heck, why do I hear work that requires me to put clothes on? So that was when you were speaking about the partners in rhyme doing more. So I think that's what she put that. So I'm giggling. And God bless you too. The underground OG, what's going on? What's the number again? Oh Jesus. On eclectic mix of spirit, free spirit, mature sage, and youthfulness. Y'all sweet. I love you right back. Yeah, my filters be. My God, you. For those who have experienced me after 11 p.m., I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My filters be gone. Just gone. So it's the look on your face is hilarious, Scott. So I'm not sure what you're doing, but anyhow, fast forward goes. I really appreciate both you and Devlin. You guys is you have the chill button on you and the calm. Very diplomatic, sir, which is wonderful and helpful. And then Devlin is just truly like a shoulder sister. Like I feel like we can get right shoulder to shoulder, like arms, and do some stuff, like for real, get things done. So it is wonderful having you guys' energy, your creativity, and y'all both dope poets. So it is wonderful to be around people who are progressive with their pens, not afraid of mischief, and given to the passion of creating in that manner. Because I am too. So it's fun. I know, right? You said your facial expression is giving life right now. It was.
Sorry about that. I had a little bit of noise in the background.
No, no worries. You froze the majority of the time. You had like two still shot changes, and you may not be frozen for everybody, but for me, you are. And it was it was fun. I should have screenshot so you can see what we saw. Yeah.
Really? You did that to me?
Yeah, I didn't. I said I should have, so that you can see. I was sending it to you. Hey, giggler. Like,
Mm.
it's so funny. Like he wants to put himself underneath the Christmas tree. It is hilarious. He has his little chair
Can,
and slid that bad boy.
can I give you a shout out for something else? One more thing as the year is going to, I know you're looking to get off because this is not nearly the normal
Okay.
amount of time.
You've been here for almost an hour. I'm not. Go ahead.
I just want to compliment you this year for your consistency with your podcast. Most podcasts fail because of a lack of consistency, no matter what, and it is a rarity. I may be able to count 3 times when you, maybe around there, where you put up a
Oh, I've
replay.
missed. Yeah,
No,
at
you
least
never,
54 times.
you never miss because you consistently put out something, even if it's a replay. And you make sure, even with the technicals, even with the this, even with the that, you have done 88 episodes consistently, week in and week out, to your word. So I just want to compliment you on it.
Much appreciated. Hey, listen, leave if you don't like it, and if it's weird for you, let me help you. Bye. Okay, good. There we go. That's why you don't have to feel weird. We're being here. I love helping people.
And
Grow
you
or
say,
exit. Around me, you don't do one of the two. Go ahead.
you tell
You
me
say
I
what?
boot people too fast.
Oh no, like here's the thing. I'm so helpful. The statement was, it's just weird. I don't like it. I don't want to be here. Well, what the I don't want to be here was like my conclusion. If it's weird and you don't like it, let me help you not be here. Because isn't it wonderful to be where it's wonderful and happy? So I help that
Look,
person to go somewhere happy.
I identify as
Right?
weird.
Oh, hallelujah. Eating carrot cake. Somebody praise. Thank you, Lord. I
Hey,
enjoy
that
carrot cake. Oh my God.
I I had some sweet potato pie and chocolate ice cream.
Camel. Ooh, sweet potato
Don't.
pie and chocolate ice cream.
Yep, that happened.
I'm not gonna make the other joke. I'll wait to make
Don't
that
don't don't
joke.
don't don't you dare. Don't you.
Not on here, not on here, but I got jokes. I want to do. I see you're doing all the things, aren't you, little one?
Mm,
Woohoo! He said I'm wiggly, and he has a piece of string that he's just waving up and down that he's been trying to lace into the Christmas tree with the ornaments.
that's
See, he's still
hilarious.
doing it.
Well, I am proud of you, and I give you the mic.
I appreciate it. Like I've enjoyed just hanging out and getting some time. I love y'all. And hi. Oh my lord. If I'm seeing properly, it's Dyron Roberts. And Lord have mercy, it might be so there. Pardon me, y'all. It's so small. Those letters are so tiny. I gotta do the lean back and the squint, and sometimes the lean back and the squint just still don't get it. Um, I appreciate y'all being here. I enjoy this moment. It was fun to kind of lay in the moment. Well, okay. And do the recap for SXP Metamorphosis 365, which is a podcast. That's what we hopped on here for, to share just a couple of things and to point you in that direction. I am Melikia K, Courtney, your growth coach. Yes, I am certified. I'm also certified in spiritual disciplines. I am a specialist when it comes to transitioning trauma. beast about my business. I love my ladies, the women, very, very, very much, and I pour life into them because I get the full picture. I love my gents, and I pour life into them because I get the full picture. We gotta take care of these adults so they're healed and strong enough to turn their eyes to these children and protect these babies. That is what is not optional. How can you truly turn your eyes and your heart to your children if you are so focused on your own pain and lack and trauma and all these other things, your goals need to include their goals. How about that? And I'm talking about the folks who are rearing, and then as a mommy whose babies are all grown up and gone and often have babies, there's still a responsibility spiritually for your family. All right. And then two, we have the problems that we have, the struggles that we have. It is for us to dissolve it in ourselves so that we're not passing that mess forward. Some people use the term generational curses. I'm not a fan of all of that. I'm not walk under a curse, neither do my children, but we do have some habits and some behaviors in the same manner of how we eat, how we speak, how we sleep, how we engage our environment. These things can be patterned, right? So why not clean up your pattern? Why not create a firmer, smoother, stronger foundation for yourself and for your babies and your grandbabies and your great grandbabies if you have those. So I am after you to love you back to life. That is who I am and what I am on. Melikia Courtney, and I look forward to serving you. If you'd like to connect with me professionally, catch me on LinkedIn. If you'd like to communicate with me, life is sanctuaryxp at gmail.com. Hit me up. Let's have a true conversation. Want to work together? Need that coaching? Need that forward? Want to participate in the social impact projects? Want to be a sponsor? Want to donate? Want to be present boots on the ground? If you desire to engage Sanctuary Experience, which is SXP, making the difference in 2026, come on, connect. Let's have that conversation. I'll respond really fast on mine. Instagram and Messenger. So Facebook Messenger, Melikia K. Courtney. Instagram, Melikia, same way my name is spelled here, dot Lady Molotov. I am Lady Molotov in the poetry streets. And what does that mean? That means if you come in here playing in my chat, you might become a poem. So don't do
There are facts to that.
it. I'm playing some people. I ain't playing with you. Okay, great. I'm a comedian. I didn't take that call in. Do you understand? I got jokes. Same time, I'll be about my business. I do not get distracted from that. Regardless, I stay focused on that. All right, beautiful people, that is who I am. Scott, if you'd like to tell folks who you are and how to connect with you, if you desire to do so, and
Oh,
then I really
I
love
hit him
that.
at I hit him at the beginning, partner, and that's sufficient.
You good? Okay, great. Looking. Hey, David, what's going on? How did I have a whole brain fart with your name earlier when I was on the podcast? I shouted out Beyond the Flash, business and your beautiful music that you provided for Inverted Love. I still have a task on that music from my son. He insisted that I use that music in rap. For those who didn't know my rap, I'm telling nobody else. So I'm going to do that specifically for him and send that to him. Children. Okay, great. Our blessing from the Lord. I remind myself. Oh, look at the him I love. Okay, they're so smart. Y'all make my heart happy. I'm so happy to take on one another and have love. It is wonderful to witness and to joy and just to sit and ooh, yay. Keep it protected and keep each other protected. Hi, James. You're new? Hola. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, done deleted something. I didn't even get to see it. Hallelujah. Okay, great. On a note, have a beautiful evening. I'm going to go put beautiful short people to bed. Oh, Jesus. You know, people got nothing better to do. Some of these
They,
comments, God help me.
they're just inspiring so much poetry.
Jesus. For sure, I'm shit. Let me call him the right way. Maybe I hope. Have a beautiful night. Happy New Year, everybody. Much love, much peace, and blessings to all who are blessing. And if you're out here messing up the church money, God help you. Okay. Trying to keep my mouth on clean because the babies are present. In between. That's enough, right? Lay y'all. Bye. Thanks for
Bye,
pulling
partner.
up. Thanks for subscribing. Bye, partner. Thank you for coming to play with me and helping me understand this. The buttons that I get to push over here because y'all know I'm gonna push the buttons. Give me a button. I'm going to push it to see what it does. Reminds me of Dexter's Lab. Ooh, 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 ooh. It does his button too. Okay. I quit. Bye, y'all. Bye, love. Bye, Dublin.